Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is the first Sunday of the NFL season. We have made it through this long-ass offseason. It is time to get the regular season started. Stepping into the lab with me today is a longtime friend, a former fantasy football champion, a fantasy owner whose team name does not quite match the caliber of program he's had over the last few years. This guy is the lost child of the Cowboys' former head coach, Jason Garrett. He is the most closeted Dolphins fan you'll ever meet. He is a man who took Zeke Elliott in the first round this year, only to get 5 points from him on Thursday night. Soon to be 0-1 in fantasy, owner of the halfway decent fantasy football squad, the Dolphin Daddy himself. Everybody give it up for my friend, Wesley. All righty, guys. Welcome in. I've got my buddy here, Mr. Wesley, in the house. What's going on, dude? What's going on, man? Welcome in.
You know, nothing much. I'm just sipping on some liquid diesel right here. So if I have to dart out to the restroom, that's on me.
Yeah, okay. Just make sure that caffeine.
It's
the
the caffeine. It's the nitro. It's the only thing I really get at Starbucks.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on a diet right now.
Okay. So is it just like black coffee or what?
Dude, it's the blackest of coffee.
The blackest of coffee.
It's the blackest.
How
of
amped are you after you drink it?
You don't want to measure my heartbeat right now. I could probably power a city.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
That's
wild.
pretty serious.
It's extreme.
Yeah, that is insane. I need to get on that. I stick with the monsters, man. This is my general. I'm not a big coffee guy.
Yeah.
I totally Kyle out, bro. You know, my buddy Kyle hanging out with Dylan.
Trevor.
What's up, bro?
Kyle,
Yeah.
Dylan, Trevor.
Get your fucking caffeine.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, man. But this, I guess I like it because it's the keto. It's more keto. And
Okay.
so, you know, it's fun, though.
I got you. Well, we have made it, man. It is week 1
It is week 1.
of the NFL football
Yeah.
season.
Yes, it is.
Your Cowboys. How do you feel about Thursday night as a Cowboys fan?
Well,
I know you're in the closet about the Dolphins still, but I know that you're outright Cowboys fan.
yeah. So,
Even though your long lost father Jason Garrett departed from the team.
yeah.
I know you're still a fan. How do you feel, man?
I'm glad he's at a different place now.
Yeah.
I'm glad he is in a not better place,
Definitely not a
but
better
in a place. I'm glad he's in a place.
We're glad he's in a place.
He's in a place.
He's in a place that's not Dallas.
but first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure to be
problem,
here.
dude. I'm glad
I feel
you
like
came
if
on,
you
dude.
I feel like if you get on a podcast, you have to say that.
Oh, you don't have to, but I appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on, man. Like I really do. Dude, I talk in here by myself, and I don't know if people realize, like, whenever you talk for damn near an hour
Right.
on your own, it is difficult. to
So
do.
hard.
It's like, man, I have to pre-plan everything out of that I'm going to talk about, because if not, it'll be the shittiest hour you ever listen to.
Yeah, it's draining for sure, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because you don't know like what's the next word that's gonna come out.
Yeah.
And you gotta like keep kind of churning your brain cells and it's gotta like it's draining.
Yeah.
You know? But it's fun nonetheless.
Hell
And I
yeah.
love being on these because I like to talk.
Yeah, dude,
And
I
I
like
like hanging
having
out
you
with my
come on. You
buddies.
have to be a regular guest too, man, like whenever you're coming on.
Oh, I would love that.
Hell yeah.
Dolphin Daddy would
Yeah,
love to come on.
we need you calling in or
Yeah.
coming in. We need the Dolphin update.
I'll
Speaking
call in
of
for
the
sure.
Dolphin update, man. Well, we'll
let-
get to that. We got to go back to the Cowboys.
Let me
We
answer your
never
first
get-
question
We got to go to
first.
the Cowboys. I need my Dolphin update before
I'll
we
give you
before
your
we get
Dolphin
there.
update,
But we'll
you know?
go with the Cowboys first.
Yeah. So, yes, I am a closeted Dolphins fan because I was a free agent last year in Cowboys territory when I saw the signs that, oh, it's just going to be another mediocre season. I
You're
was
talking about
like,
when Dax snapped his leg in half?
that was one of the first inklings I had.
That
That was one of the first inklings
And then
I
when
had.
Andy Dalton then went down.
A tough thing. You know, he got cracked in the head and then got COVID, so if that's not a double whammy.
Y'all
I
did
don't know
have
what-
Ben DiNucci, though.
Dude, the golden arm, man. I don't know,
Dude.
like
Modern day gunslinger,
the
man.
boy,
Yeah.
wonder. Yeah, no, Garrett Gilbert got in and lit it up, far more better than.
I
Ben
love his
DiNucci.
name, fucking Gilbert.
He's awesome.
Like Gilbert,
Anyways,
throw me the ball.
so I to backtrack a little bit, at the beginning of last year's season, I sent you a Snapchat. It was a video, and I said, hey, the Dolphins are going to go 8-8 or better. The Dolphins are going 8 or 500
I remember
or better.
you texted me that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
mark
sent
my
you that
words.
Snapchat. I was like, the Dolphins are going to go 500 or better.
Did you do that whenever things were going wrong, or did you do that when they drafted Tua?
I did that right when the season started.
That's right. That's right.
Before the
Before
first game.
everything happened,
Before the
after they
first game.
drafted Tua.
Yeah, after
Cool.
Tua.
Gotta keep that timeline.
Yeah. I don't even know if I knew that Fitzpatrick was even on the team at that point. But I was just like, oh man, I love Brian Flores, and so it's just like, he's a great coach. So we'll see, but I'm making this declaration. We're gonna get to that later.
Okay.
Because your response was, Dolphins aren't going 500.
No, they
Dolphins aren't going 500.
Definitely was my response there. Yeah.
But I'm not a football genius. I'm just gonna say that.
We're a bunch of fucking
Yeah,
shit talking
exactly.
football fans.
Exactly. Now,
so all the people that are taking this show seriously, fuck all y'all. That's not what it is.
so sorry for jumping around all over the place, folks, but now I'm gonna go back to the Cowboys. I just had to cover my bases there real quick. So the Cowboys, they gave me some hope.
Okay.
They gave me some hope.
Yeah.
Coaching is an issue.
You think so?
The timing, the chess,
Mm-hmm.
with that aspect, giving Brady all that time at the end of the game was tough. Now, I get, you can only stretch out how long, between you got to kick this ball, you got to score some points.
Sure.
But at the same time, there's something you could have done along the way once you find out, hey, we're going to drain this thing, try to not give them enough time at the end. But
I feel like there's a catch-22 to that, though, because if you have the opportunity to score,
yeah,
you may not have that opportunity again, and they needed a touchdown at that point. So
that's true.
right? Yeah, they did need a touchdown at that
No,
point. No,
they
they
needed a
needed a
field goal.
kick, and he
Yeah.
missed the fucking kick. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm mixing up games right
Yeah.
now. I watched a lot of crazy college football games that we'll get into in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But so anyways, offensive side of the ball, they played well.
Yeah.
Defensive side of the ball, they played well. They covered the champs well. For the Cowboys.
Yeah, dude, I think it was a really good game for the Cowboys. I mean, I know a lot of people, it's a bittersweet loss because, you're 2 points away from beating the defending Super Bowl champs of last year.
Right.
Who really just re-racked and are going right back at it again. They have their team is the exact same team as last year. Same defense, same everything, same offense. I mean,
Yep.
And the only difference is now they, don't have a COVID riddled offseason where they were
true.
able to get with each other. They're able to, think about it. Brady came in there and won a Super Bowl and never met with his receivers before they actually were able to, he didn't have OTAs. He didn't have training camp or anything like that in the offseason to go throw a ball with them and start learning the plays, man. That's crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was definitely bittersweet. I think a lot of people, and this coming from me, and we all know how I feel about the Cowboys. I'm not a hater of the Cowboys, I think. I'm a shit talker because all y'all like the Cowboys. But I think that the odds makers were hella disrespecting the Cowboys. It was like an 8.5 point spread. I think it ended up on, I don't know if, no, it was 8.5, I think.
It was 8.
What
It was
it
8.
got up to. And I'm like, dude, you're meaning to tell me that you think this is a 2-score game? No way, man. No way. I think the only reason that it could have maybe been like a 4 or 5 point spread, maybe 6, is because the uncertainty of how Dak was going to play.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to get into that.
8.5, come on, man. So I went on my page before the game even started. I was like, this is what I'm calling. Bucks are going to win. Cowboys will cover the spread. I said 35-31. Pretty fucking close.
That was very, very
I'm no
close.
expert, man, but that was pretty close. You know what I'm saying? I was pretty excited when that panned out.
That's a respectable prediction. That's a very, very respectable prediction because, yeah, you're right when you said that, all Cowboy fans, all football fans in general were like, okay, all of this basically plays on if Dak even looks healthy. You know, if he looks healthy, you know, if you look at him with the eye test, you're like, okay, you know, I can see him like throwing probably 20 times, you know, and
throws what 50 something times.
50 something times. I don't have the direct, like the actual number,
but it was in the 50s.
But he was like upwards of 400 yards.
And he completed what, like 38, 39 of them? Jesus Christ.
Like, good God.
You benefited from that. I saw in one of your leagues you had CD Lamb for fantasy football, man.
I did have CD Lamb, and we'll get to that in a little bit because I'm kind of mad about having Antonio Brown on the bench.
Oh, fuck.
But he's such a wild card.
He really is.
You never know. Like, I started Trey Sermon over Antonio Brown because I'm just like, well, Trey Sermon's going to get a lot of touches.
Yeah.
Being just one of the 2 running backs in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But Antonio Brown, I'm just like, golly, dude, like we just never know what we're going to get
Sermon
from
was
you.
more the safe play for sure.
Yeah.
AB definitely has the upside, but
Huge
but
upside.
whenever he doesn't hit that upside, he's going to.
But you never know. It's like, well, is he going to be out next week?
And also, too, like you have the. I don't know if you're talking about your other league right now or our league. I know in our league though you had Godwin. So like, if you got both those guys as receiver, it's like, man, I hate taking people from the same team too often because it's like, oh, you gotta like somebody's going to get to eat and somebody's going to be left out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So every game is going to happen. Very rarely do you get it where the whole team just fucking is going in.
Exactly.
Except for the other night.
So you know what? I took that one on the chin, but it's always lessons learned.
Nice.
You know, especially with, you know, fantasy, it's like, you know, when you're the owner and you've got, you know, tough play and you're just like, man, I want to play this guy, you know, probably be smart, but at the same time, you just never really know because gosh, I mean, like he could have just Antonio Brown's type of character that like he could have scored and just be like, I'm actually going to leave the stadium now.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later. Yeah. I've done my part.
Yeah, I'll actually see you guys later.
Dude, I would not be surprised. Do you think that ever would happen in an NFL game? You think?
I think it happened with Antonio Brown.
You would think so? Like, if maybe not Antonio Brown or just an Antonio Brown type of player, like character-esque person.
Yeah.
I could foresee that happening in the future of the NFL at some time.
Yeah, at some point. Just be like, all right.
Especially like maybe like a person that's like in a contract dispute.
Oh yeah,
contract dispute.
Catch it happening with like
he goes off, scores like 2 touchdowns in the game before like halftime, and he's like, all right, fuck y'all, I'm gonna hold out until y'all pay me now.
Right. Catch it happening with like another charismatic character like Odell.
Yeah,
you know that's who sprung to mind immediately.
I can see him.
It's like if he doesn't get his cash, then he's just like, okay, well, I just gave y'all this many yards. I gave you guys 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, and so which I don't know if Odell still has that in him.
Yeah, I think he does, but it just, dude, man, I mean his problem. So he's got the best hands ever, which is why he became Odell Beckham after the catch he made when he was with the Giants against the Cowboys.
Which they didn't win.
Like, they didn't win, but dude, all the memes
is hilarious.
After that were hilarious too. Like there was like one where like he was like they had put him like it looked like he was like catching like a sperm cell about to like fertilize an egg, and it was like 100% effective birth control and stuff like that. I was dying at all these, but dude, I think he has it, but I think his problem is he got to the NFL and he got big, he got paid. He's no longer hungry, man.
That could be
some of the players, man. I feel like whenever they come from like a rough upbringing, you know, things like that. Maybe or modest upbringing or anything, you know, once they get to the point where they earn that, you know, 7-figure, 8-figure contract deal plus all their endorsements, man, they're like, man, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there need to be like a spark. Like he would like have to have some sort of desire.
Yeah.
To be on a caliber team.
He's on the Browns,
bro. I mean,
I like the Browns.
I'm not poo-pooing the Browns.
I picked the Browns to win their division, and this was before all this shit happened with Baltimore's running back games.
Yeah, but
R.I.P. to their running back room.
But imagine having a uniform that's literally brown,
and your name
it's the Browns.
Yeah, you literally have a saying named after your team. Said, "I'm gonna take the Browns to the Super Bowl."
Yeah, I know. It's like It's like the least flattering
How do you
team.
come up with that as a team? Like, you see everything that's going on with like Washington. They're trying to pick a new team name, right? Like, they're trying to figure it out. They say they got it down to like 3 names. At no point was like the color of their team like figured into it. Like, the dark reds or the maroons.
Yeah, the maroons.
Like,
Yeah.
Nobody like says that. Instead, it's like, you know, they've got like some real good shit. Like, I like the Brigade, dude.
Brigade's pretty sick.
They released like 8 team names. I don't remember what all team names they were, but they were supposed to narrow it down to. But what I don't get is they release 8 names. They're like, but we've already picked 3 of these that we're narrowed it down to, and it's like, why tell everybody the 8 names?
Yeah.
You're about to like inevitably piss some people off that are gonna like the other 5 names that you've already ruled out. Give them the 3 names, then you only piss off, you know.
I mean, there's people that are still writing for Redskins. You know,
Yeah, that is true too. That is true.
There's so many people that are still so, you know, just
they're worked up in their tradition and they want it to remain the same. They want to be Redskins, and dude, it's just not the time anymore.
It's not.
Man.
It's not.
You know, I was never been a proponent of like saying like, oh, people got to change their name, because I look at it as it is what it is. It's a name, nothing else. I didn't think of it as anything crazy, and maybe that's just me growing up the way I did, not realizing certain terms and whatnot. But I mean, once it happened and they start changing the names, you know, it is what it is. Move on.
I'm totally I totally support it because, you know, just like times are changing, you know, and it's just like, you know, and you want to be on like the forefront too.
Correct. Yeah. You don't want to be reacting too much.
No.
They, in essence, they kind of were reacting a little bit, but it was one of those that like, it wasn't super blown up to where like people were outside their gates, like saying, we're not going to come to any games anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, people were still very much going to the games. They were still much doing well as a franchise, and they decided, hey, let's take this head on and let's change it.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I wish they would have had more of a game plan when they changed it.
Yeah. Because if you're going to change your name, have a name ready.
They're like, hey man, look, we know we can't be doing this shit, but we don't know what we are gonna do. So with the fucking football team,
have a name, man.
With the football team.
Have a name. You know,
it's always gotta suck when you get beat by them, because you're like, God damn,
we got beat by the football team.
We got beat by the no-name team.
We got beat by the football team. Man.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, they could have rolled it out a little more smoothly.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. They just, like you said though, they want to get ahead of it. So they were like, jump to it.
Yeah, which I respect that a lot, 100%. But
what about the Indians, bro? The Cleveland Indians changed theirs.
Yeah,
the Guardians.
So,
which I think is, I don't want to say that's politically incorrect.
Are they going?
It is dumb as shit, because like I don't see. I'm assuming the Guardians has something to do with their city a little bit, like Cleveland Guardians or whatever. Yeah. But like, I don't like it. So it's one of those, like, I'm kind of like, damn, like, I hate that the Redskins didn't have a plan in place.
Yeah.
But then you have the Indians, now Guardians, who did have a plan in place, but their plan was shitty as
horrible
fuck.
Name. Yeah.
Like, terrible.
So all right, well,
but
I'm tired of talking about Cleveland.
Yeah, get us out of there.
Let's get us
out of here. Man, did you watch any of the college football yesterday, dude?
The one that I did watch that I'm really thrilled about is Arkansas beating Texas.
Dude, they crushed Texas.
Yeah.
Dude, welcome to the SEC, baby. Yeah. This is what the SEC is all about.
Yeah.
This makes their move to the SEC look terrible, man.
Yeah.
Like, because you got to think about it. Like, Arkansas is not even like a top half team. They're like right in the middle of the pack usually. Right. Sometimes they're low into the pack.
Yeah.
Like, and you just got annihilated by them.
Yes, because here's the deal is like, I'm not like a massive college football fan just because I'm not writing for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I love to watch football. Don't get me wrong, but there's like nobody that I'm like literally like ride or die for. You know, there's college football fans out there. That are
you don't have any school that you're pulling for or anything like that? No,
you just... zero. I watch it just for pure like leisure and pleasure, and just to watch it. Just because, you know, grew up in sports. And I just
yesterday was a good day for the leisurely fan.
It was a great day for the leisurely fan. And
you got the upset with Arkansas taking on Texas.
Man, yeah.
Oregon upset Ohio State.
Which
this is the first time Oregon's ever beat Ohio State in the history of their program.
Here's the deal. If I'm riding for anybody this year, it's probably Oregon. Okay. Mainly because Their uniforms are
Dude,
sick.
their uniforms are
Their
always
uniforms
sick.
are so
Always.
sick.
Dude, their uniforms
Yeah.
have been sick since Mariota played for them.
Yes.
That was when their like uniforms started getting real nasty.
Yeah, the Mallard uniforms,
I think
or the-
somebody they have like the wings on the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Who is it? I think it was somebody like how they got their endorsement with Nike. I want to say it was like one of their alumni, it's like one of the like
Yeah.
big wigs or whatever with Nike.
Higher-ups, yeah.
So they're all that's why they're supposedly that's why they're always getting these
Is it
dirty fucking uniforms.
Yeah, isn't Nike like a stone throw away too? Like the Nike
just
headquarters
hop-
in Beaverton, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about China. Oregon's pretty close, just across the pond there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I guess maybe they're legit
headquarters of Nike.
The Chinese headquarters. The huge. Good shit. Get me out of here.
Yeah,
Man, but dude, another one though. Yesterday, the Aggies they almost lost to Colorado.
Yeah.
That would have been the first time I heard the announcer say yesterday, and I think the announcers jinx Colorado. Thankfully, because I'm an Aggie fan.
Really?
But yeah, hell yeah, gig 'em, baby. Got you.
Gig 'em.
Gig 'em. Wanted to transfer to A&M whenever I was out in Commerce before got involved with all you Wildcats.
Didn't we all say that?
I think everybody came in like, hey, I'm coming to
you got 1 year of me,
Yeah.
but then I'm out. I'm transferring.
I'm going to pledge the fraternity here, and I'm going to transfer to A&M next year in College Station. And I'm going to go, and I'm going to join the fraternity there.
Yeah, and
They're going to have to take me in. I don't even have to go through Rush there now because I'm already initiated.
and everybody that witnesses that you say that or make that statement, they're all just like, okay.
One of two things happen, possibly three things happen. First thing happens is you don't make good enough grades because you don't take it seriously and then you don't get transferred. That was my issue, is didn't make good enough grades.
Best GPA is like a 2.6.
Second thing happens, you realize you fucking had a good time with your boys in Commerce.
Yeah.
For all y'all listening that don't know what we're talking about Texas A&M at Commerce. If you don't know who they are, look them up. Fucking D2 national champs a couple years ago, baby.
Champs.
Oh, Luis Perez dropping dimes. Oh, we got old Ricky Collins up in the Canadian Football
RC,
League now.
RC's killing it up in the Big C.
Man, we had a squad out there for some D2 football.
We did.
But the second thing that happened is people like don't want to fucking they have fun, they don't want to leave.
Yeah,
They're having a good
exactly.
time. Third thing, they realize how much more expensive College Station is versus Commerce.
Very expensive.
It's about 5 times more expensive.
Yeah, and it's just a beating to get to College Station is. And it's just like,
I'm already here.
yeah, I'm not a big I don't think I've ever been big on, I'm gonna have to take 35 somewhere or 45 somewhere to a 3.5, 4 hour drive to go to school. Excuse me?
Yeah.
No, I'm going there to what? Learn?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, see, you're native of Old Commerce.
I went to every single school in Commerce.
Yeah. See, I didn't get there till college. So,
Yeah,
I traveled to Commerce to learn. I did what you didn't want to do for College Station
But-
for Commerce.
But how far? But how far did
It
you
was an
travel?
hour.
Dude,
Hour. 45
that's a
minutes.
home game right there.
45 minutes.
That's a home game. Practically a home game.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I was familiar with the town too because we played John Sports in high school.
Yes.
But yeah, man. But man, the one thing I will say that I wanted to get in and talk about, one thing I wish would have done if I did transfer, get to be a part of some of these crowds at these football games.
Oh.
You seen the Wisconsin jump around going on? They did it for the first time last week in week 1. You've seen it?
No, I haven't
Dude,
seen it.
check this out.
Let's see it.
All right, man. So give me 1 second here. So we got here.
Oh
Little
goodness.
jump around going. The who is it? What is their name? Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
They come out to enter Sandman.
What a great.
It's like, you know how it ramps up and it's dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And then dun, 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 dun. Well, then they start coming out when that
Little
part hits and
Metallica.
the fucking
Yeah.
crowd is nuts.
Getting
man.
after it.
Nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Those times, man. I wish. But man, switching over back to the NFL though, since we do have week 1 here with us.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Week 1, man. We're here.
Yeah. We're gonna circle back to that update. How the Dolphins doing today? They got the Patriots.
Man.
Are they playing in New England or are they playing in Miami? I think they're in Miami, right?
Gosh. Let me check. Actually,
That's a good question.
that when I was doing my research for the game.
Yeah.
That's one thing
I
that
don't think it matters. I think New England's still going to come in and stomp the piss out of the Dolphins.
you think so.
I'm just talking shit to you
Yeah,
because
okay.
I know you fucking like the Dolphins, but I
Well-
do think so, yes.
You do? Okay.
I absolutely think so.
Well, this game is such an onion. You know, we got to peel it back layer by layer.
Layer by layer. Okay.
It is because, like, think about it. You know, when I was texting you earlier, I was telling you like, there's just so many storylines we got to cover with this game.
Yep.
You know, we've got the 2 Alabama quarterbacks.
Yep.
One that's a rookie that beat out Cam Newton somehow.
Dude, how?
I have no idea, man. So much experience there. I mean, you got a veteran,
And he looks like he drinks beer every day on the off season.
yeah, he
like drinks
does.
beer and plays a lot of golf. It looks like.
yeah, exactly. Not very good at golf, but
Cam Newton is
plays golf.
a damn physical
Specimen. So somehow he beat out Cam Newton. Don't know how, but I will say this: when I watched Mac Jones in preseason, I was impressed. I was like, oh, this guy is probably one of the top rookie quarterbacks that was picked up this year. I didn't think I would say that because I don't usually have a high stock in Alabama quarterbacks. Same with Ohio State quarterbacks. I never really put a large stock in those 2 quarterbacks.
Yep. Especially Ohio State. A lot of theirs don't pan out.
Yeah, like Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins is the most recent one to not pan out. Cardell Jones was one that didn't pan out. He played in the XFL while it was there.
Think about an Ohio State quarterback. Now think about them in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not thinking anymore because there's none in.
Got a sleeper Ohio State guy for you.
Who's that?
Joey Burrow.
Yeah, but come on.
He don't count. He don't count. He transferred.
Yeah.
He doesn't count. But he did start there.
He did.
Well, I don't know. If, I
don't think he ever started there.
I meant like started his career, not necessarily like started a game.
Right.
But and then he transferred to LSU.
Made the right choice for sure.
Absolutely.
You know what, Joey, Joe Burrow throw that football. We're gonna really miss him when he graduates and goes to the NFL. But
One more thing on Coach O. I try to understand him every time, and I'm like, man, he's bringing up some good points. And then I look back, and I'm like, so what did he say again? and I'm just like, God, what was that? I don't ever know what he's saying. I try to like keep up with it, but it just.
Speaking of Coach O, you want to know something savage?
What's that?
He beat the shit out of his son yesterday in football.
Amazing.
his son plays for McNeese State, and they beat McNeese State 34-7 yesterday.
Yeah.
And his son went 10 of 20 for 91 yards passing.
You just got to know that if you're McNeese State, you're also McNeese State.
Yeah.
And
But
that
man,
you're just gonna-
can you imagine having to do that though? Like as
Yeah.
a coach, playing like you're coaching the team against your son.
Taught him a lesson.
Taught him he should have fucking trained harder and went to a better
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
But anyways, back onto the old Dolphins.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm as high on the Dolphins this year as I was last year
Okay.
because Fitzpatrick actually had a genuinely whole good year.
Yep.
Usually, he has a life cycle, you know, where he plays like an absolute star for one game, you know, and as a backup. And they're like, oh my God, we need to start this guy.
Fitz magic.
Yeah. And so they start him. And then he plays mediocre. And then the next game plays like a backup again.
Yep.
Throws a ton of picks, ton of interceptions, but he goes for it. Then he's a backup. And then the whole cycle continues because someone gets hurt and he starts again and then he's a starter because he.
Yeah. That situation last year was kind of weird.
Yeah. And I wanted to touch on that too because I think it was too early for Tua.
I agree. And I don't like that they kept pulling him in and out.
They did not handle that situation correctly.
Yeah.
Now, I'm obviously an armchair expert. I wouldn't even say expert. I'm just an armchair.
I think you're expert enough.
Like, I would just say
Hey,
it's...
look here, man. You're on this show. This show right here.
Hey, you know?
We're experts.
Yeah.
We know sports.
Exactly. But the thing is, they had weapons last year. You know, they had boosted up their offensive line. They had boosted their defense. That that's something that we got to watch for with the Patriots game today is their running defense. Miami's running defense was kind of trash last year,
Yeah.
but they have pretty good cornerbacks. They have
Luckily for them, the Patriots aren't too stacked at the running back game.
right.
They do have a rookie though. That's
Yeah.
I can't remember his
Yeah.
name.
His name is I got it right here.
I know
Damian Harris.
That's who. That's who I'm thinking about. Damian Harris. I knew it was Harris. I didn't know what his first name was.
Yeah. I think he might be a problem
Yeah,
for
I've heard good things from all the people
Yeah.
that know football that are on the internet talking about it.
right.
They seem to expect big things of him this year,
Yeah, I expect
or bigger than or about average. Big for him being a rookie. You know what I mean?
right. This pains me to say, but I do expect the Patriots to win today.
Okay.
Primarily because the Patriots went to work in the offseason.
I agree.
Like their receivers, Nelson Aguilar, you get Hunter Henry as your backup tight end behind Jonnu Smith, which doesn't make any sense. I hope they run the 2 tight end set because that's sick when Belichick does that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just like, and then their defense is no slouch either. I mean, you've got solid players everywhere,
Okay.
but behind an absolutely phenomenal head coach.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good matchup today. To be honest with you, man, I do agree. I think the Patriots will win, because I think what it's going to come down to most is coaching.
Right.
And at the end of the day, Belichick's one of the best to do it. I don't care what people say about him not having Tom, him not whatever. Tom is one piece. Don't get me wrong; he is a big piece. Quarterback is the biggest piece, and Tom proved he could do it without him. But I still don't think that Belichick is a worse coach because he did bad last year. He didn't have a team last year, really.
No,
and then he had Cam Newton, who was riddled with COVID and
Right.
everything else. And,
he had to piece something together quick.
And look what happened. And look at him in the draft, man. He stayed stone solid because he knew Mac Jones was not going high, and he knew he was going to slide to him. So,
Right.
I mean, dude, he's a genius, man. The fact that he didn't feel pressured enough to trade up to get his guy,
Right.
I mean, man, come on. And I do think it's going to come down to coaching. And everybody, one of the storylines that we're talking about, and one of the ones you mentioned too, was like how it's going to be like this like Alabama reunion and
Right.
celebration per se of the quarterbacks. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I think both quarterbacks are going to have below average games. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle, to be honest with you.
I do too.
I think it's going to be like maybe like a 14-10 type game.
Right. I agree. I think that both defenses are pretty strong and both defenses are very well coached.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do think that we will have not a humongous score.
I think that's where both teams have the most talent right now.
I agree. I agree.
Unless Tua comes out and just shows us something.
Yeah, I like, who I like on the Dolphins a lot is Gesicki.
Oh, the tight end,
Yeah.
dude. I like Myles Gaskin, the running back.
I like Myles Gaskin too, but
People sleep on him in fantasy.
Yeah.
He averages like 65 yards a game, and I think like a couple receptions. You break that out, and it's like an average of 10 fantasy points a game. And obviously we're past the fantasy draft for everybody, but I mean, shit, you were getting him in people were getting him in like the 5th and 6th round of the fantasy draft.
right.
It's a steal.
I think maybe this year, and this leads me back into why I have optimism for the Dolphins this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they treated the Tua situation like Mahomes and let him just sit back there and marinate behind a veteran. Now, Alex Jones was a much more consistent veteran than
100%.
Fitzpatrick.
100%.
Fitzpatrick. I mean, he came back and lit it up with one leg last year.
Yeah, I do think that. I mean, while I do agree that Alex Jones is better to sit behind.
Wait, Alex
Jones. What? Did you say Alex Jones? Did I say Alex Jones?
Alex Jones.
Alex
Smith.
Smith,
I said
not
Alex
Jones.
Not Alex Jones.
We've been watching Conspiracy. You lizards. The lizard people. They're everywhere. Everywhere.
Shit. Alex Smith. Alex Smith. Somebody who must have been listening to Rogan or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
y'all, dude. I just brought up Alex Jones.
You probably just got my YouTube show canceled.
Yeah, I probably did. You mentioned that guy's name, Sayonara. It was a pleasure doing this, Dylan. All right, got to
We
see
do not endorse him in any way. Man, that shit was funny. Alex Smith. And the fucked up thing is I went along with it. You're like, Alex Jones. And I'm like, dude, Alex Jones is
exactly what I was talking
but
about.
I knew who you were talking about. We're on the same wavelength. I think that Alex Smith is definitely, I think he's the better one to sit behind. Like, I think they're both good in their own way, but I think Alex Smith is better because I think he leads in a more professional way, shows you how to be the true professional.
Right.
Fitzpatrick, he's a good leader, but it's because he's so much fun.
He's so much
good
fun.
time. If you lead like that, though, you're probably not going to win a lot of championships. Man.
Yes.
So, man, Tua, I hope the best for him, man. I hope he does. And, dude, I think the way they handled him last year was terrible, man. To, like, put him in, pull him out, put him in, pull him out. Like, you're showing that you have no confidence in the guy.
Right.
Like, it's fine if you don't have that confidence in him just yet.
Right.
It's perfectly fine to go to your rookie QB and say, hey, man, we drafted you in the first round, top 5 overall. We want you to be our guy, and you know this. But we need you to put in a little work first and learn a little bit because it's different than the college game, and you're going to sit the bench for this year more than likely, and they're going to play Fitzpatrick. Versus putting him in and then going, oh, man, he's not doing too well. Pull him out, put in Fitzpatrick, then pull out Fitzpatrick, put him back in. It's like, dude, what the he probably lost. He has, like, if I'm Tua at this point, I'm like, man, like, my coaches don't trust me. Like, if I screw up this year too, like, it's not good for me. Like,
I'm gonna get pulled.
I'm gonna get pulled.
There's no pressure behind him.
At least there's that for him this year.
So,
but, man, I think they lost a lot of confidence in him. Like, because think about it this way. Look at the flip side of things. Look at the way the Packers handled Jordan Love's situation, which, I mean, by no means is this situation great because they pissed off Aaron Rodgers in the process.
Right.
But at the same time, though, like, they've handled it well. He came in and they let him know straight up. Now, granted, it's a little bit different situation. I think it's pretty obvious you're not going to start over.
You're not going to start over Aaron Rodgers.
But, like, at the end of the day, they're like, hey, dude, you're going to be our guy later.
Yes.
We want you to sit behind Rodgers. We want you to learn everything that you can fucking learn right now.
Right. So
why did they not do that with Tua if they weren't ready to play him all game long and deal with him during his ups and downs? I have no problem with him playing him. Because, let's face it, the Dolphins, even if they do go 8-8, that's a shit year. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. They're not going to do that. Get your guys some experience.
Hey, it's a mediocre year. The Cowboys go 8-8 all the time.
I'm sorry, I'm a Packers fan.
And it's a mediocre year.
I'm sorry, I'm a Packers fan. We expect better. We expect at least 11 wins.
Yeah. But I think to that is like, if you're going to run a 2-quarterback set, that's fine. But you got to be strategic with it.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go at it like the Washington football team.
Yeah.
You know, and choosing their name and just like say, hey, we're going to go and delete this name and then not have a backup name like ready to go.
Yeah.
Like you got to have a plan. Like take Sean Payton with the Saints.
Yeah.
You had Drew Brees and you had Taysom Hill. And to some extent, like that worked pretty well, you know, because you got a wild card guy in Taysom where it's just like, who knows if he's going to run it because he's fast or if he's going to throw it deep.
And that situation is different because he's a gadget guy, too.
Exactly. And so it's like if you're going to utilize both quarterbacks, you have to utilize them for specific things.
Yeah.
Not like a utility instead of like, oh, they're both going to do the same thing.
Correct.
And so it's just like, you know, pick your battles, really.
Yeah.
Pick your strategy with the way you're going to do it. But I get it because he didn't have time to come up with that game plan.
Yeah. You think the Dolphins are a playoff team this year?
Gosh, that's so hard to say. I'll tell you this.
And remember, there's 3 wild cards.
Yeah, and there's an extra game.
Correct.
So 11-4, maybe.
From the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think if they have 11, if they go 11-4, they may win the division.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, now that's tough because they play with the Bills and the Patriots.
Right.
Dude, that division just got a lot better too with Mac Jones going in the Patriots. That division last year sucked.
Is that the right? How many games are there this year?
They'll have 16 games.
So I got that wrong.
So
11-5.
11-5. Yeah, would be it. You were thinking if it was still a 16-game season.
Yeah.
So was I, which is why it sounds so absurd.
It's so absurd.
I still think 11 games for them is a little bit much. I think they can maybe get to 9. Maybe 9.
I could agree there.
9.
I could agree
I think
there.
that's realistic for them.
Yeah.
I think their defense will keep them in a lot of games.
I agree, but it all just really depends on how Tua goes. You know,
True.
I would definitely be able to tell. I'm gonna get lit up in the comments section, by the way, because everybody that's like,
Oh, nobody watched this damn show.
everybody's like, that dude's so crazy, you know, picking the Dolphins to go 11-5. You know,
But if it happens,
yeah.
then you can come back and be like, hey, remember that time when I was on the fantasy lab?
But
Or
then
fantasy sports
I
lab?
also said I could agree to 9 games.
Yeah,
So
correct.
I
You can go
destroyed
either way.
myself right there. But
Yeah, it's all good.
it's all good. But anyways,
This ain't ESPN. We don't give a-
we'll be able to tell after the first game, most likely.
I agree. I think, and the thing is, I think there's a lot of uncertainty with Tua too, because you had him pull in and out last year. But then on top of that, Tua, if you think about it, like he was still kind of recovering from injury last year.
That's true.
I think this is gonna be. I think he's supposed to be fully healthy this year, so he should be good to go. And yeah, I mean, I think he'll do better, and I think they'll do good this year. I think 9 wins max for them, depending on how things go for them, if everybody stays healthy, things like that.
Yeah.
I think, dude, that division though,
Buffalo's going to come out.
Buffalo's still going to win it.
Buffalo's going to come out on top. I could see Miami getting that wild card though, because man, Brian Flores is such a good coach.
I could see it going to either New England or Miami.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, like, I could possibly see both of them squeaking out a wild card. You could very well.
Man.
There's a couple divisions out there that you could very well see 2 wild card teams come from.
That's true.
And in the NFC, you may even see 3 come from.
Yeah.
You may see all 4 teams in a division make the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very real possibility, and that is the West and the NFC with Seattle Rams,
Yep, San
49ers, and who's the 4th team? Arizona.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
Who's gonna win that division,
Dude,
man?
yeah, that's a toss-up.
Like,
that's a toss-up. Such a toss-up because you don't know if Garoppolo's going to stay healthy.
correct.
And Shanahan's a great coach, but you just don't know if Garoppolo is going to stay healthy or not. Whether or not, you know, Shanahan's a good coach or not. Russell's going to go light it up for the first half of the season, and then most likely get exposed because their defense isn't the best. It's been improved.
Dude, he looks a little different too. Have you seen the picture of him? Like where he they put up like a picture of him and like a season or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And then they were like after one off-season drama, and he looks like he's been doing fucking meth and is a mugshot. Not quite meth. That's a little drastic. Russell Wilson doesn't deserve that. But he's just like
We brought up Alex Jones earlier. Is he a lizard person now?
possibly
Conspiracy time.
tinfoil.
Let's put him on.
Tinfoil.
By the way, I was gonna come in here and like put have a dolphin like duct taped around my head.
We need to get you like some fins or something
Fins. We need fins.
for the next time you come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least I should have you know, like some floaties or something. Some floaties.
Dude.
Or just a Hawaiian shirt next time would probably do the part because
With the fedora.
I don't know, man.
And a gold chain.
Okay, the gold chain,
Make
yes.
you look like an 80s Coke dealer.
But I think I would rather wear like one of those Havana hats, you know, that goes all the way around.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of, not the fedora.
Fedoras, man, are just.
I don't know. You look like a fedora guy.
I'm just
fucking with you. Anyways, though, man, switching over to some fantasy football though. Obviously, one of the biggest reasons, other than the Dolphin update needed for you being on the show,
Yes.
you and I squared off this week
The first
in
week.
the old in hoke we poke.
I mean,
You won the championship last year, right?
I did win the
Yeah, that's what I thought.
championship.
Me and AJ were talking about it. We're like, "Fuck, did he win?"
I saw
Like he
that.
did win. He did win. Okay, yeah.
I don't think it ever got really resolved either. I think you're just like, I think he ended up winning last year. But yeah. I did win last year, and I decided to still keep my name halfway decent.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Partly because of that, and partly because of just being a humble guy. You know,
You
just
got
being a humble
stay
guy,
in
eating
touch
some
with
humble
your
pie.
roots, eat some
Yeah,
humble pie.
exactly. You know,
Yeah, I like it.
a humble guy eating some humble pie. Don't want to scream too hard about my team this year, but I do have a gift for you.
A gift for me, okay?
Yeah,
What is this here?
I do have a gift
Oh,
for
shit.
you.
What is this?
I got you a kazoo.
A A kazoo? Okay.
Yeah, I got you this kazoo.
What's it for?
So you could play a sad song whenever I win the
Oh,
league
shit.
again.
Thank you. Here, I'll make sure to do that, and
Yeah.
I will post it on the channel. If you win the championship,
Yeah.
I will play you a saddest
I-
of songs.
Yeah.
If you win this week, I'll even play you a sad song.
Okay, that works.
But you'll have to give me some time to learn how to play this thing.
literally, I
I
think,
think you just have to hum into
I think
it,
you just
right?
hum into it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
You'll have you'll have to play
awesome,
a
dude.
sad song into that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's going right here. I gotta
We'll have to get that on the channel. That'd be some awesome content.
Dude,
for the
I will do that. All right. So new thing here. If you win, I play a sad song this week.
Okay, great.
Sound good?
I love
Deal.
it. Deal.
Y'all heard it here. Speaking of the matchup this week, though, this is what we got going this week. Little action here. So far, you're out to a decent start after Thursday night. You're up 29-10. Zeke, shit the bed.
Okay.
It's not really on him, though, because they didn't run the fucking ball.
No,
I mean,
no.
but sucks for you fantasy-wise.
It does suck for me fantasy wise. Now here's the deal. Whether you're going up against a solid run defense like Tampa
Yeah.
or not, you still have to start Zeke. There's no getting around it.
He's every week starter.
Because he's gonna catch the ball. He's gonna score you points that way, PPR wise. He's a PPR monster.
You don't
And
draft
so-
somebody in the first round and sit them any week of the season other than a bye week.
right. And there's an unnamed person in our group chat that said you shouldn't have played Zeke, and that's on you for playing Zeke.
We'll leave that person unnamed.
Yeah,
and
we will leave them
the
unnamed.
online mob will
Yeah,
come after
but
them.
you and I both know who that is. Who that is?
Don't play Zeke, bro.
Yeah.
Don't play your guy that you took first in the first round. Would you have the 5th pick?
Yeah, I had the fifth.
Don't take the guy that you picked number 5 overall in the draft against the Bucks. Their defense
Yes.
is so good.
You got to remember when your 5th pick, you got to make the best of your 5th pick. You
100%.
can't waste
Yeah.
your 5th pick because that's smack dab in the middle of the draft.
Yeah.
Sometimes people see it as one of the worst spots to be. Sometimes people see it as okay.
I just feel bad for the poor soul that took Saquon Barkley thinking that they're gonna have a good year.
Oh my god. I passed on.
You know who you are.
yeah. I passed on Saquon in both of my leagues. You know, I had the opportunity to get him, but
I had the chance in one of my leagues. Negative Ghost Rider.
it's just you can't do it. Like I don't wish upon him any kind of injury or anything like that, and I really hope he stays healthy this year.
Yeah.
But you can't count on him being healthy.
And you can't count him being healthy. And again, I don't wish his injury, but he may very well get injured. It's a style of play he has. He's such a hard
explosive.
runner, and he's too explosive for his own good.
Somebody compared him to Bo Jackson,
Yeah, I mean,
but I mean,
yeah, I mean, the reason, I mean, you could probably draw that comparison had he stayed healthy because he would probably have numbers to back you up on that claim.
And that's
The
why Bo
problem
Jackson
is,
got
though-
injured.
Yeah, problem is though is he doesn't have the numbers right now to back it up because he's been hurt. He played 15 games over the past 2 years.
Right.
And so I've been burned by him in fantasy before, so I'm staying away from him right now. And 2, though, the Giants are shitty. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know that fantasy, it's all about how the individual performs for your team. But at the same time, though, it's a team sport. So, like, if your team's bad, then you're probably not going to play that great either.
Yeah.
And so, in my mind, I think he has a good year if he stays healthy. I don't think he has, like, a, first round pick year that you waste in fantasy football. But people can also talk shit to me and say, hey, dude, you suck 'cause you didn't pick any fucking running backs. I did terrible in our draft. I went 4 straight receivers.
I just think you went receiver heavy.
I did.
And there's nothing wrong with doing that.
There is, I mean, it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got stacked receivers.
Stacked receivers.
Problem is, though, is I've got no running backs.
Yeah.
Because there's more receivers than there are running backs right now that can provide for you.
Yes.
And the problem was I was trying to load up on some really good receivers and get some of the like 4th round, 5th round running backs like your, Gus Edwards. Glad I didn't get him.
Yeah.
Your Miles Gaskins, things like that. But the problem was every time I was getting ready to draft them, boom, they went like 2 or 3 picks before me, and it screwed up my draft plan. So then everybody's like, "Oh, dude, you draft 4 straight receivers." And it's like, yeah, I had a plan for the running backs.
You had to.
And so it is what it is, though. And I mean, I think it's shaping up, though, man. I had Leonard Fournette. He got me 10 points. That's more points than I expected.
Than
from
you
him.
expected.
I thought he was gonna give me 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Zeke was going to get me.
I'm rolling the dice here with you this week. I got that Tyson Williams with Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think he's their only option right
He's
now.
their
Running
only
back. They
option.
got Latavius Murray and they got Le'Veon Bell, but they don't know the playbook yet. This guy's the only one that's been on the team long enough to know the playbook enough to where I think he's going to get like top touches this week.
Right.
I probably won't be able to use him after this week.
Yeah.
But I'm going to deploy him against you this week, though. So.
Okay. I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
You know, good luck.
Good luck.
I will wish you good luck with that.
Good
I mean,
luck, but
we'll have to wait and see. Now,
I'm curious how your quarterback plays this week, though. You've got Lamar Jackson. Does he still have a great game?
with the value I got him in,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what kind of game he has.
I think he still has a good game. I think he has an even better game now.
I got him in the 6th round.
'Cause now he's got to play running back and quarterback.
Yeah.
He already played running back really anyways, but
Yeah. And now all he has to do
he's
is
going to get more rushes than probably the running back.
Yeah, he gets the dink and dunk today if he wants to,
Yeah.
you know? And either way, if he does or if he doesn't, he's still going to get a ton of points, you know? He's
Yeah.
still going to get a boatload of yards.
Okay.
A boatload.
I think he may still have a
I
good game,
could-
but we'll see, though. I don't know, man.
I could be wrong too because
Yeah.
to be brutally honest with you, I have no idea the status of their O-line.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I have no idea the status of their O-line, you know, because there's a few O-lines that
Still,
are like,
Lamar Jackson, he doesn't need an O-line. Have you seen him juke out people?
gosh, but
Dude,
you know,
unreal.
but there's
man.
there's a beginning and an end to that,
Yeah.
which, you know, maybe there's not with Lamar because we've seen other people figure out like the run first quarterbacks before, but Lamar has seemed to kind of gotten around that stigma to some extent, I would say. I still expect him to have a good day today. I just, here's the deal. I couldn't pass him up in the 6th round. And even with the running back issues and everything like that, I mean, because when
You
we
got
were
Lamar in
drafting
the 6th round.
in the 6th round,
Jeez. And that was one of the things I was talking about with him too, with my pre-draft show, is that I think he's a great quarterback still. Problem is I did this last year. I took him too high. I didn't get the value that I think I took him in the 3rd round last year or something
Yeah.
like that. And it's like, you're not going to get the value at that pick for him.
right?
But 6th round, that's a lot of value for that pick.
I was really just trying to load up on running backs and receivers,
Yep.
and I could wait a little bit on my tight end.
Yep.
Because I wasn't. Now I don't put a lot of stock in the tight ends.
Once
I don't know
Travis
if that's blasphemy or
Kelce,
not. Like,
once Travis Kelce, Waller, and George Kittle are off the board,
yeah, it's, you know,
the
so
next best from there is like T.J. Hawkinson
or Mark Andrews.
or Mark Andrews, but they're not consistent like your Travis Kelce.
They're solely dependent upon.
Yeah, and they're going to be up and down.
Yeah,
Up and down.
They're solely dependent on their quarterback.
Yeah, versus Kelce and Kittle, they'll be
Yeah,
Killing it
what
every
like
week.
because
and Waller too. Waller kill it every week.
with Kittle's regard, like he has. I mean, Garoppolo could literally just throw him like a 5-yard pass, and he's like, "Got it. I got the
See you
rest."
later.
You
A
know?
tight end that I think is going to do some damage this year, and I may be a little biased on this one. And I did take him in our league as well. Robert Tonyan.
Tonyan.
Old
Yep.
Big Bob Tonyan.
Onion, yeah.
Dude, I think he's going to be
Bob Tonyan.
I think he's gonna be good, man. Dude, he was already doing pretty good last year. He had a lot. Problem is like he was up and down. He was just up and down. He had some games where he's huge, some games where he maybe got 3 points fantasy.
Right.
So I'm hoping that maybe he'll deliver more consistency this year.
He had like a Gronk year,
Yeah.
kind of like last
And
year.
I got him, I think like 8th or 9th round, something like that. So I got him really late. So like even if he's not consistent, I think it's still good value at the pick for the days he does have good games. You got that Mark Andrews, dude. A guy on your team I'm worried about today,
Who's that?
Robbie Anderson.
Here's why I got Robbie Anderson. I was in between Robbie Anderson and somebody from the Jets, which is hilarious because Robbie just came from the Jets.
Yeah,
Maybe it was Corey Davis. No, Corey Davis isn't with the Jets. He's with Titans now. No, he's with the Jets now. He was with the Titans. He's with the Jets now. I think I trust Sam Darnold with a better offensive line and a revamped. with a better environment and a better offensive line.
He's not playing for the goddamn Jets.
Oh
The
god,
Jets are awful.
Anybody, it's like that's just a place that like quarterbacks go to. You know.
Yeah. Hopefully they didn't help him with the guy they got up there. What's his drafted him this year? His name is escaping me right now. Anyways,
Yeah, the rookie. Yeah,
I think his last name's Wilson or something like that.
yeah, Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, so I trusted Darnold more than Zach Wilson,
Yeah.
and so because Robbie Anderson, with all the problems that arose last year on the Jets, Robbie Anderson had a pretty decent fantasy year, but it was getting towards the end of the draft. I needed to wrap it up with my receivers, and I was in between those two guys. There wasn't anybody even worth looking at, you know, towards the end. And
I think he's gonna go off for you today.
yeah,
I think so.
so I am
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, you okay? So you're worried about it for your sake. I thought you were worried about it for my sake.
No,
I thought you were like, oh
Dude.
man, I'm worried about him. You know, like
I'm worried about it for my
not
sake.
producing.
No, I think he's gonna have a big game. One, I think anybody.
I was explaiing to you like
Yeah.
why I picked him
No,
because
dude.
I was like, no, here's why
I wanted to know
justify-
why you picked him, so it's cool. That works too. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
hey, I was eyeing him
That was my
late
thought
rounds
path.
too. I was eyeing him towards the end of the draft as well. The reason why I think he's gonna have a good day to day, though, dude. One, I think anybody that plays the Jets or the Texans at this point is probably gonna have a good game.
Yeah,
Secondly, he's gonna be like number one, number two receiver. Him
Mm-hmm.
and DJ Moore are gonna be going at it, and I believe DJ Moore. I think he's healthy today, but like I'm not sure. He's been questionable all week, and then but the thing is though is one, Sam Darnold's already got rapport with Robbie Anderson. They
Right.
played at New York
The
together,
same
same team.
yeah,
Two, this is kind of a revenge game for them.
yeah,
And when people have something to play for,
yeah.
versus just, I mean, they already have something to play for, which is millions of dollars and they
Right.
win a Super Bowl and all that. But whenever you have something that's like even more so than what you're already playing
Yeah.
for, the things that people can do
Yeah.
during that time is insane. And so I think they're going to come out there and they're both going to have a little chip on their shoulder like, hey,
Yeah.
they didn't want to surround us with what we needed to get the job done. Let's
Yes.
show them what they're losing here and essentially go off.
Right.
And I bet you they do. I bet they do. I'm worried about it as far as for me. I still think I'm going to beat you.
You still think you're gonna beat me?
Dude, come on, man. Come on, man.
I got.
I mean,
yeah. How many was that?
Dude, listen, man. Don't look at that win probability at the top that says 56% you, 44% me.
Is that? Did I get 5 or 6 points? With
You got
Zeke?
5 from Zeke. You got 24 from Godwin, though.
If I beat you by 5 points,
Zeke was worth the first pick.
I mean totally. But I guess going back to what you're talking about, Sam Darnold is a very revenge game type player.
Uh-huh.
I remember, was it 2 years ago when he got mono?
Yeah.
2 years ago, he got mono and was out for what, like 6 weeks, something like that? Something crazy.
He was out for a while.
A large chunk of the season. And his first game back was at home against the Cowboys.
Oh, shit.
And he lit it up for
Yeah.
like 400 yards. And
They were like comparing it kind of almost to the MJ flu game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like-
His spleen wasn't fully like back to where it was. And, you know, it just like, it's like, oh, he's doing this with like still a bad spleen. And it's just like, I mean, because he was just throwing absolute darts,
Yeah.
man. So I definitely think he's got it in him to be a really good quarterback. Elite, no.
Yeah.
We'll see, maybe.
Yeah,
But-
I don't think elite.
Elite, no.
Average to above average.
Yeah.
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 I think
Kind of like a
anytime-
Dak.
Yeah, I think anytime you play. Yeah, I think anytime you said like a Dak.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Dak has a potential to be an elite quarterback, man. He threw for 400 yards the other day, and anytime you
Your
throw,
last guess is going to crucify me for saying that.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, hey man, this is all the reasons that Dak,
Yeah. He's
Dak
gonna-
is going off.
Your
He's
last
a-
guess. Your last guess is gonna FaceTime me or like even show up to my house. I could see him doing that,
Yeah. Like,
and then just
"Hey,
have
man."
all the stats just printed out. Just be like, this is why Dak's elite.
Hey bro, this right
Yeah.
here is all the things from Football Focus
Yeah, Pro Football Focus.
that
Yeah.
says why Dak Prescott will be greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
He's going to lead the Cowboys to 3 more Super Bowls.
Yes. I think part of
We're just playing AJ, but not really. We know you're going to be mad about him saying that, though.
yeah.
And I hope you give him all the smoke for it, because I'm not even a Cowboys fan, and I know Dak has the potential to be elite.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to come correct like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you came at it,
Yeah, man.
and that was pretty interesting.
I hate the Cowboys, don't get me wrong.
But
But I also recognize that Dak is a good talent. This is what I think, though.
he's got elite intangibles.
This is what I think. Absolutely. I think he's got the mindset to get it done. This is what I think is going to happen, though. Dak Prescott is going to be an elite level quarterback. Tony Romo was a very, very good quarterback as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys will do Cowboys shit, and they will piss his career away. Either that or he'll realize it and get smart, unlike Tony Romo, and he'll leave Dallas once his contract's up.
Yeah. Give me your top 3 teams on where Dak would go. That would be an absolute problem.
Absolute problem?
Because I've got
Well,
3.
obviously, anywhere in your division is absolute problem for you. Redskins.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have all the weapons there that he has in Dallas, but still, I mean, he'd have Scary Terry.
By the way,
and-
excuse me.
Shit, sorry, not football team.
Can you apologize for that?
I'm so sorry, guys. Not really.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
But no, man, it is the Redskin or Washington football team. I didn't mean the Redskins. My bad. I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah.
But
I think we all are still. It's
don't
just
cancel my YouTube channel.
I slip up a lot
all these people want to cancel
with saying
Look,
that.
man, it's a new
with
thing.
their name.
The football team. The football team. Okay, so he goes to the football team, to a football team. The football team.
The football team.
Not a football team. The football team.
The football team.
I think that's a problem for them. But obviously, he just renewed his contract. This is way, way, way down the line.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a problem, obviously. Where else would be an issue for him? Obviously, anywhere in the NFC.
Yeah.
Because then you got to run into him in the playoffs before the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he leaves, though.
How about San Francisco?
I don't necessarily think it's a huge problem for Dallas. I don't foresee him going there, though. They've got 2 QBs to choose from right now.
Yeah, I've got one more NFC team and then an AFC team.
Okay.
NFC team, Chicago.
That's a problem for my Packers.
Yeah.
Big problem for my Packers if that were to happen.
I've seen I don't know why I've seen this though. It may just be I've just been dreaming it though.
Yeah.
About Dak just going to Chicago and just absolutely lighting it up over there.
I would not like that at all. I would not enjoy that as
Yeah.
a Packers fan. Because the Bears, I will say, they've got a good defense, but that's about all they got.
Allen Robinson II. They've got him.
No quarterback to throw to him.
Yeah.
At least not a proven one right now.
Right. And, we'll see how, God, what's his name?
Justin
Fields does.
Yeah. He's not even starting though. They got Andy Dalton starting.
Yeah. We'll see how that transition happens. And then my AFC team, it's this would probably scare the whole entire, this would scare the world.
Okay.
The Patriots. Dak would be the perfect Belichick quarterback because, first of all, like I said with intangibles, he's super coachable, very moldable, listens, and is a play by the system type of guy.
Okay.
And so when you've got Dak ingrained in Belichick's system,
Yeah.
and so no matter what, he's got an open guy pretty much because of their spread.
Yeah.
And so, especially with a couple of tight ends, which Dak loves to utilize.
Like the dink and Dak, as they say.
A little dink and Dak action. He can dink and Dak his way to a Super Bowl over there. And a defense too.
If he could get the game management part down like that, that could be scary.
He would have no excuse but to get the game management down because Belichick would be doing it for him. He'd be like,
true.
all right, I'm playing the chess for you.
He'd be like, hey, I'm in your headset for you. Do this, do that.
Literally like what Tony Romo was doing when Dak started.
Yeah, from the
In
booth.
2016. Yeah, or even from the sideline.
That's right. He was
just
talking
like,
into him.
yeah. Hey, when you do this, watch for this. When you do this, watch for that.
Man, what a guy to learn from there, though.
Yeah.
Man, talk about quarterbacks having to sit behind people. He didn't have to sit behind him because obviously Romo got hurt.
Yeah.
But to be able to learn from that guy on the job, dude.
Yeah.
That knowledge right there. And I don't think people realize how much
Invaluable.
he probably learned from Romo while
Yeah.
Romo was hurt. until Romo got to the booth and started breaking down all these defenses. And
Yes.
we're like, shit, have you been teaching Dak this?
And that was in Dak's ear all of 2016.
Dude, so if he learned a lot of that stuff from Romo, that would explain it, because Romo's got a really good football IQ, high IQ. He just unfortunately played for the Cowboys, and he had a tendency to choke. But
Yeah, man.
but no, man.
Yeah, I think I was when I first started watching football, I was a Chargers fan,
Okay.
primarily because
Strange team to be a fan of,
it was, as I'm looking
especially in
back on it,
Texas.
as
But so's the Packers for me. But
yeah, but LaDainian Tomlinson was
I forget about him, and he was from TCU.
yeah,
went to
was
TCU?
LaDainian Tomlinson was my all-time favorite running back. And Phillip Rivers, like he was undeniable in those like LT years. Man, I mean, he was like, you play with Phillip Rivers on Madden, it's like you've got the precision passing.
I forget
thing
how
going
good
on.
that squad was.
It was a good squad.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers, and then you got LT back there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good backfield, man.
That's a great backfield.
Really
That was a great backfield.
A lot of them overlooked just due to the, I would say, lack of Super Bowl success from Phillip Rivers per se.
Yeah. The 0 Super Bowl success.
Yes.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it was still a fucking baller.
It was
A lot of QBs get overlooked because of that.
Yeah, and a lot of, and this is like so probably.
Romo's one too. Romo was a really good quarterback. Just
Yeah.
didn't have a Super Bowl to go on his resume.
Yeah, and this probably grind a lot of football fans the wrong way, but a lot of my, I guess, choosing of a team to like really follow is based off of jerseys, man.
Dude, it got
It's,
to.
it's like
That's how I figured it out for once I passed the Packers. That's why I pull for the Ravens. I love their all black
Oh.
uniforms. Those
I
are
love their shield, like the like their family shield. Or
You're a
whatever.
closet Dolphins fan. I'm a closet Ravens fan.
Yeah, I love the Dolphins because I've always
I'm a big
loved their
Lamar-
colors
Lamar
and
fan, though.
yeah, I like Lamar. Their colors and their jersey. I always thought that their helmet was one of the best helmets in the NFL.
Yeah. Did you see that they got rid of the one helmet rule too, or whatever with the
Oh,
NFL
thank
teams?
goodness, man.
I think they either got rid of it or they've been talking about it. And
They need to do that.
There's some dude on TikTok, I can't remember his name, but I'm sure you could probably search it and find it. But like he like does like graphic design stuff, and he's like what like new helmets will look like, or like not like what they'll look like, but like his like version of them and stuff. And he's been making like these helmet designs. Dude, they look
Sick.
nasty. I don't know why they ever did the one. You can only have this one helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember back in when the Cowboys did their retro jerseys and they got to have the white helmets with the blue stripe and the navy blue
I
star.
like that. That's
I like that a lot. And so yeah, I think that it's about high time they did that. I get why they did it in the first place, because all the loaded technology, it gets expensive, and with the concussion protocols and everything like that, you got to make sure that everything is standard, like everything remains even keel.
Makes sense.
Along the whole
yeah.
set of helmets.
Yeah. I think a lot of why they did it though is branding purposes too, though.
I could see that.
Like,
Yeah.
like, cause they're very strict.
I never really looked into why they did it.
I heard
concussions.
I heard some
but-
talk show talking about it, and that's what got me into talking about it. But man, I don't. Yeah, we'll look into it more, and then we'll continue the
Yeah.
discussion on the helmet situation. But yeah,
More to come on the helmet situation.
come
By
on
the
the
way,
helmet situation.
like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm.
appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, I should have come out with that, in the beginning. I
No.
should have been like, "Hey, like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm whenever you like and subscribe."
Go to our merch shop now. I
yeah.
don't have a merch shop. I actually did set up one when I first started doing this, and then like I realized like it was dumb to do because I don't have anybody actually listening yet. Got to get the listeners first,
Right.
Then you can roll out the merch.
Got to get.
But I do have a Fantasy Sports Lab coffee mug in there as well. So,
Hey.
you know what I'm saying? Just because I ordered one as like a test to see what it looks
Right.
like.
Right.
But-
So if you're new, subscribe. If you're old, subscribe. However you watch this show, subscribe.
Subscribe. And go like us on Facebook. If you want a mug, I'll shoot you one. Just
Shoot a
fucking
mug.
shoot me a message on there.
Yeah.
But no, man. Phew, yeah. we'll switch gears here. Go, I think we made some daily fantasy picks as well.
Oh yeah, let's.
We've got to get into those.
Gosh, we got to check
Man,
those out
and,
because that $50,000 salary cap.
Yeah, dude, that $50,000 salary cap makes things tough.
That is tough.
These are the teams that we've came up with. We're gonna see. Not only are we running a little contest on who wins in our league matchup today, we're gonna see who has the best DraftKings daily fantasy. Sign up with DraftKings and make sure you go play some daily fantasy on there. It's
Play
a lot
some
of
daily
fun.
fantasy, y'all.
They're not a sponsor. I know that may have sounded like an ad, but if they want to sponsor, fucking
Hey,
hit me up.
Come on, DraftKings.
But
let's go, DK.
Yeah. Anyways, this week, dude, I like your pick at QB with Baker. I think a lot of people are discounting Baker again, as they always do. Primarily, he's in a run-heavy offense.
Right.
But you're playing the Chiefs. You're not going to be able to run the ball the whole game.
No.
Like, you've got to throw some balls to keep up with that offense.
Right. You do, and their defense is nothing to sneeze at at all. But also Baker's such like a shoot 'em up guy. Like he's like, oh no, like I'm gonna throw.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. But it against the Chiefs, it's the best opportunity to do so.
I think that he's very much one that he's going to play the team he's playing. You know,
yeah.
And what I mean by that is more so like if he's playing a team where he's got to get in a shootout with them, he'll get in a shootout with them. And I think that's what's going to happen.
That's it. That's a
If he plays
great
against
point.
the Titans, well, he's cool with slugging it out on the ground, letting
Yeah.
Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry go at it. You know
little
what I mean?
dink and dunk.
Little dink and dunk. Keep Derrick Henry on field. Those types of things. And Melvin Gordon, I like him too. I think he's going to be a good running back out there in Denver. Who's Denver got today? Do you know?
I don't know who Denver has. I'm sorry, listeners.
And breaking news for all you guys that have Austin Eckler, he just improved from questionable to healthy. That's good news for me in one of my leagues.
Hey, I'm proud of you.
Hey,
I'm proud of you.
Sir. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, you bet.
I had to break that news. Sorry.
You know who doesn't have Austin
We
Eckler?
break news on this show, man.
Yeah, you know who doesn't have Austin Eckler?
You
Me.
and
Yeah.
me.
Oh.
In our league.
Oh, okay.
In my-
I have him in zero.
So I have a league with you guys, and then I have a league through work.
Okay,
So I did my draft with y'all,
yeah.
and then like a week later, I did my draft with my work peeps.
Oh, nice.
So it was good because I was able to see everywhere that I screwed up in our draft.
Yeah.
So that way I could do better. And
Nice. Lessons learned.
lessons learned, man. That's
Always
why,
love to go back
That's
to
why I got a
lessons
running
learned.
back in the first round in that one. I got
Yeah.
Austin Eckler.
Yes.
I had the 10th pick, though. It sucked. I had to do 10 and then turn around and pick 11.
I like that,
Which
though.
it wasn't bad. I like it,
That's how I
except for
won
the
last
fact
year.
that you got to fucking go like 30, 40 picks almost until you get another pick. after that.
That's true, but
Those first two picks are crucial.
very crucial.
Because you're not going to get
about how
another
you
one
build
for a
your
minute.
team. Yeah.
Because you're going to get a first and second round guy.
Yep.
Possibly a guy, you're possibly going to get 2 first rounders. But then you're more than likely going to get like a 4th rounder as
Right.
your 3rd pick.
Right.
So, I mean, but anyways, back to your daily picks. Philip Lindsay out of Houston. I think anybody going up against Jacksonville is a good pick.
That's
Houston or Jacksonville. If you're playing them, you gotta. If you've got guys, you've got to
Mm-hmm.
play them against them.
and the reason I picked Philip Lindsay was because he's besides David Johnson,
Yeah,
which who knows how that's going to go.
correct.
He's the other guy. He's going to get a lot of touches.
Yeah.
And he's he's good. He catches the ball as well. He's multifaceted. And so I think that I thought that, he was the most logical choice, and I had to go with value because as you can see with my next 2 picks, I went
You went heavy on the receiver game.
receiver heavy.
Yeah. You got Devontae Adams. That's gonna be solid.
Yes.
Be solid playing in.
I thought of you when I did that.
They're playing in Jacksonville now instead of New Orleans because of Hurricane Ida.
You gotcha.
I hope everybody in the path fight is good. But
Right.
due to that, they moved the game to Jacksonville. I was pissed. I thought they were going to move it to Dallas. There were talks that they were going to move it to Jerry World.
Yeah.
If so, I was going to the game
That would have been a great game
because
to go
this
to.
probably, with this being the last year Aaron Rodgers playing in Green Bay, this probably
Yeah.
would have been my last chance to actually see him in person.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to go to the game.
You should still go to a game no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go to a game, but I just have trouble spending $200 a ticket to go watch a team I don't like.
What about
Or not that I don't like, but a team that I'm not invested in as a fan.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about, to take a flight up to
Green Bay?
Wisconsin.
I want to do that. I would like to do that.
Do the like the cold Lambeau experience.
I want to do that at some point. I'm not going to do it this season, just the way things are working right now. Just got other things going. I'm a little bit busy right now.
Gotcha.
You can't really plan a trip up to Green Bay right now. That's why I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
I did look at whenever Chicago goes to Green Bay though. They play like December 12th or something like that. I thought about it. But I just couldn't make it work, man. But I wanted to.
Lambeau game.
I wanted to, man. But dude, Devontae's gonna kill it for you today.
I'm pretty stoked about
Same
that
with Stephon
pick.
Diggs, man.
And I'm very stoked about that pick.
Dude, Stephon Diggs. Dude, man.
Glow up.
Yes. And on top of that, like you have to think about it. Last year, kind of similar situation with Brady going to Tampa. He goes to the Bills. No offseason to work with Josh Allen. Don't give a damn.
Immediate connection.
We're still gonna, ball out. We don't need that. So then you re-rack this year and you get all offseason.
Yeah.
And you work with each other all offseason and through training camp and all that. Dude, they're gonna be lights out this year. And then you play against the Steelers, who are reeling right now.
Yeah.
They're not doing very good. That's
nope.
They
were juniors last year. They're seniors now.
Yeah,
we didn't have nobody graduate.
We didn't have nobody graduate.
None of our football graduates. Young team. That's
everybody returning to the squad.
That's a young team.
Yeah. And then you got Mike Gesicki, okay, and then Scary Terry, and wrapping it out with the Cardinals. I worry for you about your Cardinals pick on defense. Luckily, defenses aren't really things that are going to win or lose your shit too much,
right?
Unless you're in like a crazy league like you have in your other league that we'll get into in a minute, where somehow your defense is projected like 21 points.
We'll get into that. But
I think this Cardinals game has potential to be a shootout, man.
I
think both offenses are loaded.
I think so too. I just know that they've made improvements on the defensive line.
Sure.
And so there could be, maybe a couple of sacks for losses, but I'm not predicting like a ton of interceptions or anything like that. I just had to get under that $50,000 cap.
That 50,000 cap makes shit hard.
It makes it really, really hard.
Yeah.
And Mike Gesicki, probably not a top tier tight end, but somebody who's probably going to be targeted a lot.
Yeah.
And so if you're targeted a lot, then chances are you're going to be reeling in a bunch of those catches. Scary Terry. Who knows how that's going to play out.
Scary Terry, I like him. Boomer bust, man. He's a deep threat. And you got Fitz magic. There's always some magic about that.
Yeah.
Who do they play this week? The football team. I keep wanting to call them something else.
Yeah.
Who are they playing this week? I don't know. It don't matter. They're still going to have a good game.
I think.
No, dude, that is the hardest thing, man, about these daily fantasy picks is getting under the cap. You got to find the right level of value with not because once you pick like one or two like really good players, at that point you've got to start hunting those other players.
Yeah. By the way, I like your Matrix design theme.
You like that? Yeah. I put that together myself.
Dang.
Yeah,
crafty guy.
Fucking,
crafty boy.
Microsoft Paint.
Did you guys know that he's a cheesehead?
Oh.
Did you guys
know?
Did you guys know?
Yeah, no.
There's more than cheese up in that brain, guys.
There's more than cheese. On my end, man, I got Jimmy G. I think he's gonna have a good game. I went for value on the quarterback because I balled out elsewhere.
Yep.
On the salary per se, but he's playing the Lions. Which, speaking of the Lions, Fox Sports posted something yesterday, and I don't know if anybody saw this. I just want to make a quick pitch about this, and we'll get back to the daily fantasy because people got to get their picks in soon because we are now 40 minutes away from kickoff, boys. But,
goodness.
That being said, though, Fox Sports, they had like a fan poll on who would win each division. Why did more fans vote for the Lions than anything to win the NFC North? Did they poll the drunkest people in America?
Well, maybe there's a big pool, and maybe this is conspiracy time. This is just coming right off my head. But I've been hearing from my sources that a lot of people are saying that Detroit is back for basketball, for football, baseball, tennis, hockey, golf.
You must have been one of them drunk motherfuckers they pulled. I don't know how.
I voted for the Lions.
No way, man. You got Packers and Chicago and Minnesota. All three are way better teams.
Ain't no way the Lions are winning their division.
No
not even
way.
Not even. At the
I don't know
smallest-
how they came up with that.
They were like, oh, Gus, we got Jared Goff and a new coach, so
Yeah, other than that, we're the same fucking team.
we're the same team.
Anyways, I had to say something about that.
Sorry, Lions fans, not even sorry. Y'all are a sorry team.
That was ridiculous. That
Y'all
they
are
would
a
even put
sorry team.
that. It must have been only Lions fans that they polled.
Yeah,
That was ridiculous.
exactly.
And even Lions fans know they ain't winning shit. So I don't know who.
I don't even know a Lions fan.
They must have got a lot of Russian bots from like them troll farms or something like that.
Hey, you're onto something there. It's got to be
Lizard people.
It's lizard people.
Oh shit! But obviously I balled out though on Christian McCaffrey there. I mean he's playing the Jets, dude. I had to take him.
You have to.
And then I got Tyson Williams. I went for value there again. He's the one that I'm deploying against you in fantasy football this week. Dude, he's like I said, man. He's like the top option. He's the only thing that they got really that they can give the ball to, other than people that don't know the playbook yet. So it's like he's gonna get those touches. So for the value this week, he was good. I don't normally like to pick people on the same team, but I actually picked 3 Carolina things today. This is how much I don't like the Jets, and I think that they're terrible. I took Robbie Anderson because I know he's going to have that revenge game we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
I was worried about him as far as you playing against him, but I mean, maybe he'll win me some money in DraftKings or something. Guy that I'm interested to see, and I think this is going to be a big gamble, but again, it's value here. I think he was like listed at like $3,400 salary for.
Wow.
That's Marquez Callaway. He plays for the Saints.
I was about to say, who is that?
Yeah, Marquez Callaway. He is the only receiving option right now that they have in New Orleans, really.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily like surfing on the New Orleans depth chart.
Yeah.
So
no, he's like about the only receiver that they have right now. He's been having he had a really good preseason with him. Like he had 2 touchdowns in the preseason. I know it doesn't count. I know that they're not necessarily playing against first team all the time. But he appeared to be a favorite target of Jameis Winston.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are discounting Jameis Winston. Homie got LASIK this offseason. Interception Winston is gone. He's going to be all touchdowns.
Yo.
No interceptions, except for this week when he plays the Packers, because Jerry Alexander going to piece that motherfucker up. But that being said, though, I think he's going to be throwing to Marquez. I think Marquez is probably going to line up on the other side from Jerry Alexander.
Yeah.
I hope not for fantasy sake.
Right.
But who knows? If he does, then he's getting shut down because Jerry Alexander holds down his little island, man. I think he had 2 receivers go for like over 50 yards last year.
Yeah, Jameis was scary in preseason. Now I know it's preseason, but he was.
I think a lot of people are sleeping on him this year, man, just because he's had such a long route back from the Bucks to New Orleans, sat behind Drew.
Right.
Then they had to do the QB battle this offseason. Is it going to be him or Taysom? Then they roll with him because his play was just undeniable in the preseason. And, man, I really do think a lot of it, because you have to think, remember the year, I think he threw like 30-something touchdowns, but he also threw like 30-something picks almost.
Right.
He had like 5,000 yards passing.
Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then but he had all those turnovers.
Yep.
Now he's got LASIK.
Mm-hmm.
He can see. It's crazy how good you can throw the ball when you can see where you're throwing it.
LASIK Winston, man.
LASIK Winston, that's his new name. I think he'll do good. I don't think he'll do good today because he's playing against my Packers, and I don't want to be talking bad about my Packers. That'd be blasphemous.
Yeah.
But I picked him, though. I think he'll have a decent game. The
Over under?
Packers will probably give up a touchdown or 2, so I'm hoping that maybe one of those go to him.
Over under 300 yards for Jameis today.
You think so?
Over under.
Oh, you're asking me over under?
Yeah.
Under.
Think?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you're probably looking at about a 2 to 225 game for him.
Put a lot of stock in that defense.
Dude,
but also we just don't know in regular season what he's going to look like.
So Green Bay secondary is very good.
Yeah.
Our rush defense, abysmal. It's the whole reason why we haven't been able to get past the NFC Championship game the past 2 years. So
right.
Rush defense terrible. The Niners ran all over us. The Bucks ran a little bit on us, but it was more so. It wasn't even really Tom Brady. It was more so the Bucks defense that did it for him. I mean, we picked Tom Brady off 2 times in that game. in the championship last year, and we still lost. And that's because we couldn't capitalize on them. The Bucs defense came out and shut them down. So everybody's all talking about Tom Brady too, and I know I'm going off on a tangent here. Dude, Tom Brady did win a Super Bowl, yes. His defense did majority of the work for him, though. His defense is the reason why they got past Green Bay. He's not the reason. He threw 2 picks in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
Very rarely do you throw 2 picks in a championship game and win.
Now, for you listeners, 2 dads here in this room, we are allowed to say that defense wins championships.
It is true.
We're just allowed to say that now.
Yeah. Once you are a dad, you are allowed to say those cliche things like that.
Yeah, but folks that aren't dads, you can't say that defense wins championships.
No, not unless you're an athletic director of a high school football team out here in
Hi,
Texas.
man.
Speaking of the high school football game, we'll wrap this up and we'll hit the high school football shit that I went to the other night. But I'm deploying 2 tight ends too in this daily fantasy.
I see Kyle Pitts.
Something you don't normally do.
Okay.
But
my eyesight is not.
Got Kyle Pitts. I think he's gonna have a decent game, and again went for value there. $4,000 was like I think 4,000 or maybe 47. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Good value there. I think Matt Ryan likes tight ends a lot.
Yeah.
but but he likes the tight end a lot. They deploy a lot of 2 tight end sets. They're going to be doing a lot of underneath routes to the tight end more than likely. So I think Kyle Pitts is going to do good, and he was a beast in college. This is his first game in the NFL, so we'll see. I'm hoping for a big game from him. I deployed Travis Kelce at the flex. He was one of my other big name players that I got.
Pick.
Dude, so
great pick.
He may be a tight end, but at the end of the day, like he's going to put up receiver numbers.
Yeah.
And I think that with it being a shootout, he's going to have a big game. My 2 most valuable players that I picked on the team were Travis Kelce and
Christian McCaffrey.
I think they're both going to go off. And then I took the defense of the Carolina Panthers. I think they're a good pick for daily fantasy this week because they do play the Jets. In case you haven't noticed, if you play the Jets, Jacksonville Jaguars, or the Houston Texans, I'm probably going to pick players against those teams.
Yep.
They're terrible. Those will probably be the 3 worst teams in the league.
I've got to say I'm a competitive guy, but I like your team.
All right.
I like your team a lot better. I like it better than mine.
Now I have a question. Like I know that you had mentioned that you had created the account. Have you done the daily fantasy thing before?
This is my first time.
Welcome to daily fantasy. Dude, daily fantasy is fun.
It was a blast.
It's one of those. I like doing it, and so like DraftKings, they have it where you can enter a pool for like $5 or whatever. I just do like the cheap buy-ins.
Yeah.
It's like 50 cents to $1.
Right.
Because if you hit high, you win like $50-$60 off that dollar. Like I've only done it a couple times where I've actually made that before. But I mean, if you lose, you're like, okay, so it's $1.
It's $1. Yeah.
But
daily
fantasy basketball is fun too. Oh, whenever basketball season gets in, I'll have to get you in on that too, because
I'm a massive basketball fan.
Just kind of an update for the listeners too regarding like fantasy. Those are our daily fantasy picks. We're gonna move on, but something for the people that do listen to this show, all 12 of y'all. Some that I'm going to be rolling out when hockey season and basketball season picks up. We're about to take this show from every Sunday morning to every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Wow.
We are going to do Sundays. Obviously, we're going to keep it football related like we have here. Tuesdays, we're going to hit up probably a little bit of hockey talk. And then
hockey talk.
A little bit of stars talk.
Yeah.
And then on Thursdays, we're going to go NBA. So I know you probably want to hop in on them NBA conversations for sure.
Really do.
If you want to get in on the hockey too, feel free. I don't think you're a huge hockey fan, but if you want to get in on it, I don't give. Come on.
I
shoot shit. But.
I gotta apologize to hockey fans.
Okay.
If it's on, I'll watch it sometimes.
Okay. A lot of people gotta remember we live down in the South. There ain't a lot of ice down here.
Dallas area. It wasn't anything that I grew up on. But I'll go to a Stars game any day. Any day.
I'm thinking we're gonna lead off the NBA season with a little bit of maybe like a fantasy type show, maybe a little prediction for the year.
Yeah.
Maybe bring you on for the NBA one. We'll work it out. Maybe the kickoff of the NBA.
I'll definitely.
Or if you want to even co-host the NBA, we can we'll talk about it. We'll work it out. But fans just know that the NBA, we're gonna have some NBA coming on too here soon, and some hockey. But it was just a mid update. I don't know where came to mind, and I had to think about it.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
this is not an NBA or hockey podcast.
Yeah, you need to stick with fantasy football. I had somebody tell me that on that video. You know how I was telling you that I was that Memphis University like fight
Right,
video
that
I
reaction.
did? Dude, there were so many people in the comments. It was so funny. Somebody was like, "You need to stick with fantasy football,"
Well, I mean,
and then
like,
somebody else was like, they were like, "Just play the fucking video. Don't talk." Hey, listen here, buddy. You don't know how copyright things work.
Yeah.
If I just play the fucking video and not talk about it,
Yeah.
it's not my video. I can't
Right.
fucking do that.
Right.
It was so funny, man. Like, and my wife was like, "Hey, don't let the comments get you down." I'm like, "I mean, this shit's funny as
No,
fuck."
it's so funny.
Like, I was
So
laughing
funny.
so hard.
so funny.
But yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, we got the kickoff coming up here today.
Got the kickoff coming up. There's one thing that we got to talk about.
Okay.
It's the comparison between Drake's new album
Oh, certified lover boy, CLB.
and Ye's new album. Okay.
I agree, though, dude. Drake's new album. I'm a big Drake fan,
I
so
love Drake.
fucking.
Your immediate thoughts.
My immediate thoughts: not his best album, but still good.
Okay.
Not his best album, but he's got some that slap.
He's got some.
That song "Knife Talk."
Right.
Oh my god, dude! I played that song probably 40 times a day.
Yeah.
And every time I play it, I just feel like
Like you just had a cup of coffee, or like
I had a cup of coffee. I feel like I'm about to, cruise through downtown Memphis.
Yeah.
With some subs bumping. It's got a very Memphis style beat. That's why
It's
he's
very
got
Memphis.
Project Pat on there at
Yeah.
the beginning, kind of paying homage to like a little bit of their songs. It had a very Project Pat 3-6 Mafia
Yes.
like type of beat and feel to it, man.
I miss 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah, dude. I actually listened to 3-6 Mafia after that song came out. It
Oh,
made me
that's
want to go
awesome.
listen to him. So
Yeah.
I pulled him up on Spotify. I went and listened to him. Ye's album. I've never been a big Ye fan.
Yes.
There's been songs of his that I like,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, I've never been a big fan of him. And he's also been very fucking weird lately.
Yes.
I don't like my music weird. A lot of people like it and they're like, it's a work of art. Okay, I get it. They're all works of art.
They are.
But I just don't like his art.
Yeah.
What do you think about it,
different.
man?
It's different. Okay. So I'm gonna cover Drake first.
Okay.
Not his best album. I agree with you there. It immediately gets into the feelings.
100%.
Immediately gets into the feelings.
Yeah.
And which is what Drake does.
It's all feelings, and then they slap that one gangster ass
Yes.
song in there.
Once and so he covers his feelings first, and then hits like the beat.
Yeah.
It gets going. And the thing about Drake's new music, it's always like this for me. I don't know if it's like this for anyone else, but it's always like this for me.
Mm-hmm.
When I first listened to it, I'm like, that song was all right. I don't know if that's something I would listen to. It's like a hit song. That I've got to listen to.
Gotta listen to it, yeah.
And mind you, folks, I mostly listen to classic rock and country, but I'm such a huge Drake fan that like right when he comes out with something, I'm like, oh, I just got to listen to everything.
Yep.
And so I put that on, and none of it really sounded like bangers or like hits or like that's like number one Billboard.
Right, yeah.
But this always happens with Drake songs. A month later, it's playing in the club, and I'm like bumping to it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm bumping, and I'm just like, this is such a good song.
Yeah.
Why did I think this was such a good song like a month ago?
Sometimes I feel like his maybe need the vibe set right.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And it could be that. Like
I'm the same way with his songs too. I'm a big fan of his as well. I know that I've got to listen to it a couple times sometimes with him to really click, especially on like his slow songs. A lot of people like his like slower in your feels songs. Like I'm very much one of those. I usually know if I'm gonna like a song within the first 30 seconds. But like there's like usually in the first 30 seconds, I'll usually know if I'm gonna like a song or I'm not gonna like a song.
Right.
Usually based on the beat. Drake's not that person though. Like, they'll be like in the first 30 seconds. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you listen to his songs, you got to listen to them all the way through, because it'll start slow. And then in the middle of the song, he'll drop like a 16-bar verse real quick.
And it's like,
it doesn't seem like it would fit with the song when you first turn the song on.
Right.
But then whenever it hits, you're like, okay, good shit. Yeah. No, I like his album too.
It's like, you remember when he came out with the songs where it was like a predominantly like a Caribbean beat, you know, the doom, doom, doom.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I Need a One Dance.
Yeah,
One Dance. That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
That was on his Views album.
I listened to that and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then like a month later, I heard it in like a bar, or I heard it in a club or something.
Salsa bar?
And I was like, this song rips.
Yes.
This song rips.
I agree.
And so like I was vibing hardcore.
Yeah.
And so that's how Drake songs usually hit me.
Yeah.
And so that's my immediate like reaction to his album so far.
Yeah.
Is that like I've got to let it process.
Let it marinate a little bit.
Marinate, process, and just kind of see how it hits me as time goes on.
You checked out the new Ye album?
Yes, I have, and here's my reaction to that. It took too long to get going. There were too many songs at the beginning of the album that I'm just like kind of bored. Yeah. You know, I like that he got
too.
I like that he got Jay-Z involved. I like that he got Hove involved early.
Yeah.
But it wasn't on like a hard beat, you know?
Yeah. I don't even know if I can even make an accurate like review of Kanye's album because I turned it off so quickly.
Okay, so
like I couldn't find a single song that I could get into.
Say something nice about Kanye's album. I'll do it right now. When it got to Praise God, I was like, praise God, it's finally a song with a good beat. You know, like
dude, that's
why you put this song in here?
That's why he named it that, because he was thinking that too. He probably had been like, God, man, my producer is giving me shitty beats. Yeah. And then he got a good beat and he goes, oh.
And I'm pretty sure Travis Scott was in that song. Yeah. He didn't have like his features like named by the song like a normal
like most people would
person does, you know?
Yeah. He gave no credit to nobody.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you can come on the album, but I'm not putting you on.
And this is another thing with Kanye, which I'll give Kanye credit. This is very smart of him to do. Mm-hmm. Since he's still in the Christian kick, which I respect.
Yeah. Can't be mad at somebody for that, man.
No, you can't. He said, I'm just guessing his thought path here. I'm not going to cuss. But if you guys want to cuss.
He's like, hey, man, I need some curse words on my album. Yeah. Come on.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to do
it's like, it's a little bit of the gospel mixed with the streets.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. And so, like, you know, he's like basically like saying a prayer in his album, and then like someone like Young Thug jumps on, and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, there it is.
You know, but I guess that's part of Kanye West's mystique. To a point.
Yeah.
Another part that I wish would have added to his mystique is just 10 songs. Just put 10 songs in your album. You got 36 songs. Dude, you got 54 songs on your album.
Your album's longer than the playlist I have.
Exactly.
Come on, man. And then another person did that was Chris Brown. He did that on one of his albums too. Put like 30 of them on there.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I get you're musically talented and all that. Put 15 songs max.
Yes.
Because 10 songs, I'm not listening to more than 10 of them.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Because even if all 30 songs are bangers, split them up, put them on different albums.
Yep.
Roll them out at different times. Because what's going to happen is you may have a banger.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a top 20 song banger on your album.
Exactly.
Versus the top 10. So nobody really listens to it. You know, like, I mean, I don't want to tell him how to market his song because clearly he knows what he's doing.
Once again, armchair.
If I'm
armchair,
the person that's managing Kanye, or maybe he manages himself, I don't know how it goes in that industry. I have no clue. I work in finance.
Yeah.
That being
Maybe
said,
you should
though,
manage him.
I should. I mean, maybe
You work
I
in finance. He needs a financial guy, right?
come see me, bud. You were broke not too long ago, right? Like, but
Maybe he needs some management.
dude, like, if you've got bangers all throughout it, release them on different albums so that way
Yes.
they can all top the charts. You know what I
Right.
mean? If not, you're only getting like 3, chart toppers out of it possibly.
Which I get. Content is king nowadays, but at the same time, I
I
listen.
don't necessarily know if that's the case on the album.
Yeah, I got a quarter of the way through the album.
Maybe in social media world, content is
Right.
not music.
I got a quarter of the way through the album, and I listened to 16 songs. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is the deal here?
Dude, I didn't even listen to it, man, because I didn't know which ones on the album were like supposedly like the good songs.
Which
and I couldn't get to them. And then so finally I said, okay, let me go to his top tracks. Let's see, like on Spotify. Let's see like who's playing what song most. I think one of them was like named Donda or whatever. And
Which is the name of his album.
yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like I played that song, and if that's a representation of the album, I didn't want to listen to the album.
Well, the first track, I get that some people like to do the intro thing, but if you're gonna do the intro to a rap album, don't just have a girl get on and say the name of the album
Over and over
87 times. Donda, Donda, Donda,
Donda,
Donda.
Donda.
Which I hope Donda's not trademarked. Like,
Donda.
that would not be good for us. But
don't give a
still, it's just like, golly, dude, that you're saying it over and over and over again. You immediately rub me wrong right out the gates.
Agreed. Yeah, I didn't care for it very much, but like I said, I've never been a big Ye fan, anyways. But
I like.
and like the thing is too though is like even with Drake, like I liked his album too, but like for Drake, I think it was subpar. Like,
And that's
like,
what
for
I.
his
That's
time-
also what I always think with Drake. But then, like a month down
Yeah.
the road, it's gonna be so dope. It's
Yeah.
something. It's something that like marinades and then gets better. I could be wrong about this album. I totally could be, but just my first impressions, I'm like, okay, I don't get it now.
Yeah.
I don't get it now. And
But Drake has a tendency to do that, like you said.
yeah, and listen, like I said, I'm not a hip hop expert. I'm not. I like primarily classic rock and country.
Right.
But I do really love Drake, and I really like
My favorite
Kanye, too.
genre of music is rap and hip hop. I am.
I heard
I'm
by the
an-
way you talked about 3 6 Mafia.
I'm
I
an
was just like, yeah.
unpaid rap expert, basically.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to grow up around my dad, who was very much a. He was very big, like music wise. Like he liked everything. Like we listened to everything from George Strait to 3 6 Mafia. What do you think I
Yeah.
learned about 3 6 Mafia? Was big when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I know about them because my dad had their fucking album, and we would listen to it in the car. Like
3-6
they had so many good
Mafia.
songs, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then so I'm a big rap fan, and I think now, man, a lot of the popular guys, even Drake, and it kills me to say because Drake's one of my favorite ones. Man, it's like once they get so big, they can just put shit together and throw it out. And
Yeah.
people are gonna be like, oh, because I fell victim to it. Because when Drake's first album came out, I listened to Knife Talk as like the first song on it. So as soon as I heard that song, I went on Facebook and I was like, Drake new album, 50,000 fire emojis. Yeah, and everybody's like, bro, that album wasn't that good. And then I listened to the rest of it, and I was like, it's all right. Like, so. Anyways, though, we gotta start wrapping up here soon because we are coming up on kickoff here. We want to get the show.
Gotta make
we
sure to
get
get
everybody
kickoff.
on their way to their NFL games for the day. Plus, I know that my show will never compete with an NFL games.
You need to start being more confident about your show.
So
This video, give it 1,000 likes.
make sure you do it.
1,000 likes.
Create 1,000 accounts if you have to.
Even
to
if
do
you're
it.
liking and unliking 1,000 times,
I'm cool
make
with
sure
that.
you end on like.
Yeah, make sure you end on like.
Make
That
sure
is
you
good.
end it
So
pressed on like.
do it 999 times because the odd numbers will be the like.
There you go.
So don't go to 1,000. Go to 999.
990.
I like your
or
strategy.
1,001.
I like your strategy. Before we get out of here, though, I got to ask you, man. Super Bowl prediction for the year. Who you got?
I got Chiefs going back.
Chiefs. Okay. So AFC Chiefs. Who you got from the
AFC
NFC?
Chiefs. Man, this is something I didn't think about, so it's kind of on the spot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's okay if you pick somebody stupid. It don't matter because we fucking are not experts, as we've discussed.
We're not experts, but
What's your gut tell you?
I hate to be lame, but I think Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. We're gonna.
I think we're gonna get
a potential repeat matchup.
and
Chiefs.
a potential repeat matchup. That sounds like
Who wins that matchup? Do you think does Tampa Bay bully Patrick Mahomes again, or does Patrick Mahomes come back and beat
I think
shit out?
Patrick Mahomes is so cerebral that lessons learned wise, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you'll try to do that shit against me last year. Like, I got y'all this year. Don't worry."
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Chiefs offense got better. What about you? What's your prediction?
I say Bills from the AFC,
Bills.
Packers from the NFC. I got to roll with my team,
Got to roll with the homer.
especially because this is the last year probably that we're gonna have Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams in the building. Even Devontae Adams probably not coming back because if Aaron Rodgers don't come back, why would you come back as a receiver?
Who's your sleeper for both sides?
Sleeper on both sides. AFC sleeper. The Browns.
I was gonna say the Browns.
Browns.
I was gonna say the Browns.
I think
too.
they're my sleeper. I think they have the potential to do it. And I mean, any given Sunday, a team could come out there and win. I mean, I think they have the potential. They made the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to win their division. I was more. I made a prediction last week that they would win their division. This was before Gus Edwards also went down. In Baltimore, and I was nervous about the pick at that time.
Mm-hmm.
With their running backs even going down more in Baltimore, I'm even more confident in that pick of the Browns winning the division. Once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. I think the Browns are a sleeper from the AFC. Sleeper from the NFC. Team that I don't think a lot of people are giving a whole lot of credit to right now. Maybe more so now after Thursday night's the Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah. I think
the Cowboys.
And it like I truly think this
It's
could
very
be
big of you to say.
I think they could. And again, like I said, I'm not a Cowboy hater.
Right.
They're just not my favorite team. I talk a lot of shit because y'all talk so much shit every year. Y'all say they're gonna win every year.
I never said that.
Not you. I say y'all. I'm generalizing all Cowboys fans. So for the Cowboys fans that don't do that, I apologize.
I know what to expect, but if it comes out
Yeah.
better than expected, I'm happy.
But I think that they could, man. I think they could. The problem is, though, is they've got to shore up their defense. They've got to get their defense better. If their defense comes along and say they start clicking midway through the season, they get hot, their defense gets hot towards the end of the year. I think they're going to be a playoff team for sure because you play in the division.
The worst division.
And I think the Eagles may give y'all a run for your money on the division too, though. If Jalen Hurts plays as good as people are saying,
the Eagles though,
they're the only ones I could see possibly beating you guys in the division, and that would only be. And if they beat you on the division, my sleeper pick of the Cowboys was way off because then that means the Cowboys didn't play nowhere near their potential. But I could see them as a sleeper pick. Now, obviously, like non-sleeper pick, if I was gonna say like somebody like runner up to the Packers, that like, all right, if the Packers don't make it, I could foresee this would be the Buccaneers.
I just see that.
But
I hate to be lame, and I know
maybe a fourth or fifth pick, Cowboys possibly.
I know people are gonna hate those picks because it's the same exact matchup as last year, but it's just like when you look at
It's a good pick though.
When
It
you
could
look at
happen.
surefire teams,
Well, neither one of them made any changes really.
Yeah.
The biggest change the Chiefs have is they lost Sammy Watkins, which who gives
he
a
already
fuck?
had Mahomes already had a litany of receivers.
Who
past him.
cares? He still has Tyreek. It's not like they lost Tyreek Hill.
Right. My sleeper for the NFC is probably going to rub a lot of people the wrong way is the Rams.
Ooh, okay. Matthew Stafford going down there.
I like Matthew Stafford
I don't
a
think
lot.
that team's any different though with Matthew Stafford than they were with Jared Goff.
I think they'll
You
be
took
different.
two unhappy quarterbacks that played the same style of play and just swapped them.
Yeah, but now one's not in Detroit anymore.
That is true. That is true. When you say it like that.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, for all those Detroit fans, Detroit's not back. Detroit will never be
They
back.
are not back. They are so far gone.
They're so far gone.
All right.
Too far gone.
Of your
some
pick, you got for sure that like your not sleeper pick is Chiefs Bucks.
Again, yes.
Who's winning?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I think
like
Chiefs. I think Chiefs come out this time because
Patty Mahomes will live and learn on that.
gosh, he's too good not
Tom
to.
can't win a fucking another one, man.
No, we can't let that happen. The
Man.
world can't let that happen.
Somebody needs to hire some like mercenary guys, special operations to go in and like taint his burrito like they do in UFC and get him popped for like performance enhancing.
I don't know what you're
drugs or some
talking
shit.
about, man, because he won't eat a tortilla.
Get it in his Chipotle bowl or something that doesn't have any carbs in it. They're not because it's got rice and beans. In it.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
his salad with chicken. Taint his chicken. That sounds
Yeah.
so weird. Taint his chicken.
Yeah, you got to taint. I don't know
Taint his chicken.
what you can, because he doesn't even eat strawberries anymore.
Dude, what does he eat? Nothing because he's a robot.
I think he filter feeds like SpongeBob.
I think he doesn't have to eat. He's not human.
Yeah.
I still think Aaron Rodgers is better.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been an awesome episode. It's been wonderful to be here. Dylan, thank you so much for having me on. It's been absolutely incredible. This has been a pleasure. And I can't wait to come on next time and maybe talk a little basketball with you.
Hell yeah.
And more football later too.
Yep. All right. So we got Chiefs winning it. I think the Packers will win in my prediction. I think they're going to make it, and I think they'll win. They'll get over that hump. I appreciate you coming in, man. We'll get this wrapped up because we're about almost to kickoff time. For all y'all out there that are watching, appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to the show. Yeah, we'll keep this thing going. Appreciate it, guys.
I've got one more final word.
Sure.
Dolphin Daddy. Out.
Peace.